Hi guys, I literally, as I went live, forgot to plug in my headphones because we all know my audio never works. If you are catching this live, love for you to say hi. But today I have a really cool call that I'm talking to with a newer friend of mine. Before we get into this awesome call, and by the way, if you are in your 20s, 30s, whatever age you are in, this is going to be super encouraging for you to start your health journey. I did not know this person's age until I saw on one of her posts her age, and I literally, like, my jaw dropped. I was like, how old is she? Not to be ageist by any means, but I was just so impressed by her ability to be as active as she is. It's super interesting. So before I add her on here, just want to note, next week I have a free masterclass, 2024 goal planning and strategizing. And if you are a goal planning junkie like myself, you're definitely going to want to attend because the comments disappear on Facebook Lives. They won't be on here after I publish this, so make sure to DM me goals and I will get you in that free masterclass. We're doing it on the 19th, so if you can't attend, it's at 5 p.m. I believe, Eastern Standard Time. If you can't attend, you'll get a copy of it. You'll be able to watch it whenever you want to. So just DM me goals for that so you can start off your 2024 health goals super strong, because I know it, for me, someone that lives and dies by their planner, if you don't have a goal or if you don't have a plan, it's really hard to accomplish a goal. So that is the first step that I do with all my clients. Make sure we have a strong goal. God, I can't talk today. We have a strong plan to get to that goal. So let me plug in my headphones really quick. Actually, it's going to be more than really quick. And then make sure I'll get her on here. Okay, I don't know why she's not. Let's see. Okay. Waiting for it to pop up. So I'm inviting on Dr. Maria Cristina, and she is a former higher education doctorate turned health and fitness coach, which is super cool. It's going to be a really good conversation talking about longevity, talking about how she is training, what she has done to maintain her fitness as she's aged. So super excited to talk to her about that. If I can get her in here. Let's see, try that again. Okay, not yet. Okay, let's see. It looks like she's not able. Let me take my phone off. Technical difficulties, everyone. Give me a second. Okay, let me try that again. But I love when technology does not let us do what we want. Hmm. Hmm. I don't. Let's try this again. Everyone hang with me. I apologize. I am not the best when it comes to tech, but we're trying our best here. Hmm. Not sure why she's not popping up. Mm, don't see her coming in. Huh. It says she's not able to join, but I know I'm texting her right now. Okay, so I guess I'll end this live here because it's slightly chaotic. So everyone wants to know behind the scenes of trying to do a live with someone. Sometimes it is chaotic. But hopefully we'll be able to do it together. Oh, actually, I'm gonna try it. Let's see. Um, hmm. Oh, there we go.
I can't believe how hard this was.
I was literally
What?
about to sign off.
Oh, oh, I'm so sorry.
No,
Usually
you're
this is such
fine.
a snap, and now I don't know
I
why.
know. No worries at all. Well, I'm super excited for everyone that's like, what the heck is going on? This is Dr. Maria. Do you go by Dr. Maria or do you like a different term?
Oh, it's Dr. Maria Cristina, but you can call me Maria Cristina, or you can
Maria,
call me Maria, just not Hey You.
okay. Maria Christina, that's totally fine with me. Um, but for everyone, my followers, this is Maria Christina. I just met her off of LinkedIn, and she is a health and fitness coach as well. Former college, sorry, you just told me college, higher education, right? That's where you
Yes.
first started. And when I tell you, when I saw your picture, I can't remember what it was. You were doing something with core or something with like obliques, and you were talking about age and fitness. When you said you were, please tell everyone how old you are, if you don't mind.
No, no, not at all. I'm 77.
When I saw that you were 77, my jaw like literally dropped to the floor. I was like, I cannot believe it because when do we ever see that, right?
Right,
Ever.
right,
Never.
right.
And I guess for your followers, I'll introduce myself too, since we're both here. I am Maddie Martinez. I'm a women's health and fitness coach, and I'm a virtual coach, so I work all online with my clients. And yeah, so I really wanted to talk to you about longevity and kind of what you have done to start your fitness journey. And we can just start there. Like, what have you done to be 77 and working out hard in the gym still?
Well, I guess I started out like stereotypically. Okay, so what do we think of a 77-year-old? I think it was an old, decrepit person, right? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
come on, we think that. All right, so and I was on that path. I was definitely on that path of gaining weight. I was a college president for just short of 20 years, and
Wow.
I was watching my other colleagues drop at their desk, and I'm thinking, that's the way I'm going. I'm going to drop at my desk, and they're going to just say, "Hey, got to do another search." Let's go. Sweep away. The last one won't even remember who it is. And
Mm-hmm.
so I saw my colleague, it's not really funny. I saw my colleague literally die on the job. And he
Oh
was
my
younger,
God.
yeah, younger than I am today. And so he lost all those years that he had planned to be, enjoying retirement with the grandkids, traveling,
Mm-hmm.
all the things that you do when you have more free time,
Mm-hmm.
and he never got to do any of it. And so I started to say to myself, gee, I'm getting heavier, I'm feeling older, I'm slowing down. And and that is a stereotypical way that we do age. But then I thought, is there another way? Is there another path? Because this doesn't look very good.
Mm-hmm.
Dying on the job is not where I want to go. And I
Mm-hmm.
tried at the time, even though I wasn't a health coach then, so I didn't know what I know today, but I knew that maybe if there had been an intervention, maybe if someone had told this president, you can't do the things that he's doing, living
Mm-hmm.
on a couple of hours of sleep, being heavily under stress, on and on and on and on. Maybe if there had been an intervention, a health coach, they had said to him, okay, well, you're at risk. Let's
Mm-hmm.
stop right now. Let's see what we can do. Well, when I tried to say, what can we do for our presidents? The response was, uh, deafening silence, no interest at all. And so I was really distressed by that, but then I thought, well, wait a minute. It's not the institution's responsibility. It's my responsibility. It's each person's responsibility. As you
Mm-hmm.
work with your clients, you know, you can't do the exercises for them, right? You
Mm-hmm.
can show them, you can guide them, you can help them, you can motivate them, but you can't do it for them,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
They have to do it for themselves. And so that's when I thought, well, I need to do something. And so my financial advisor had seen me pop up all through the years, and now I was trying to think of how do I get out without dying on the job? You know, how do
Mm-hmm.
I make another road for myself? And so my financial advisor, as we were looking over, saying, you know, hey, maybe you should retire. He said, you should see my trainer. And I thought, oh, for heaven's sakes, picking up a weight? Are you kidding me? I'm not going to
Mm-hmm.
do that. And then I thought, I'm desperate. Okay, what's his name? So, so I went, and he's like really old school. You know, you will have this many sessions or this many times a week, and you know. And I thought, oh, okay, I'll do it. And because and he required, I believe it was as a start 36 sessions, and I thought, oh, I'll be in great shape at 36 sessions.
And what age did you start lifting?
69.
Wow.
69. By
Wow.
71, by 71, Maddie, I was competing. Um,
Wow.
and so I have competed for 6 years.
Uh-huh.
I took this year off, and I'll be competing next year in figures. So this is a building year for me.
Mm-hmm.
I've competed in swimsuit, in the category of sports. I did figure years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and then also bikini. Yeah, so I've been doing bikini for about 4 years.
Wow. That is so cool. My mom started exercising when she was 50. And I always say to people, like, if my mom, who heavily smoked, drank like a liter of Coca-Cola like every other day, yeah,
Oh,
if
yikes!
she could do that and, reverse most of the damage done by smoking on her lungs and start exercising, now they have a home gym at
Oh,
50. I always say it's possible for anyone, and that you started at 69. Like,
right.
that's truly, truly amazing. And I think I have a lot of younger followers, and so followers, women that are, starting their career, getting into their career. And I just want to make it show them the importance of, like, even you starting later in your life, it's still possible to take care of your body. But imagine what you can accomplish and also avoid, right, getting into that situation if you start earlier in your 20s and
Yeah.
your 30s.
So true. So true. And in your, I think as I look back, it started to go bad around in the 30s, you know,
Hmm.
and then by 40, you're starting, of course, to lose your muscle mass and some of your bone density. And so that keeps on going. But the earlier you intervene, the longer you can have the body that you want and
Hmm.
the level of health you
Hmm.
want, and your level of endurance at the place that you want it to be. It's knowing what you have to do, and that's the issue. I think we have a couple of issues. It's the fact that we're bombarded by information that is incorrect from the food industry and the beverage industry. They want you to drink that Diet Coke
Yeah.
or that bottle of wine. And
Uh-huh.
so they're going to make it look as if that's good for you, right? And
Hmm.
so if we look at at what we're feeding our children today, it's just tragic. And
Hmm.
we'll put protein on the label of something and think it's good.
Yeah.
And it's candy. It's
Yeah.
a candy bar. It's a candy bar. And we're saying, oh, look, it's protein bar. You know, and I have some clients that do that. They're, gee, I've got 12 grams of protein. I said, what do you, let me take a look at that.
Been there for sure.
You've
What,
ruined it.
yeah, what do you wish that you did in your 20s and 30s compared to like what you're doing now? What do you wish?
Um, I wish I had understood that I was being duped by the food industry,
Hmm.
because I was one of those low fat, non fat, chase this, chase that. I didn't
Hmm.
know that. the food industry, and I love this book by Bonnie Hari, Feeding You Lies. It's an
Mhm.
expose on the food industry of what they're trying to
Mhm.
do to us,
Mhm.
which is bring us back for more, keep us addicted, so that
Mhm.
so the profit line just gets to be, to the advantage of the industry,
Mhm.
not to our advantage, but the advantage. So back to your question, what do I wish that I had known? I wish I had understood that strength training is critical at
Mhm.
any age. It's critical. And I did not understand that because in my day, it was all about aerobics. That was it. That was the focus. Okay. And so
Mhm.
I've been married now. Next year it'll be 50 years.
Oh
50.
wow. Early
Yeah.
congrats.
Thanks. So my husband would have these weights and they would go from one house to the next. And I thought, geez, why do we have to lug those things around? I used to hang my clothes on them. I saw no utility in these things at all, none. And and then now I know that the body that I wanted when I was 30, I could have had, right? If I had
Mhm.
understood that those weights would have changed my body, if I could have
Mhm.
also known
Mhm.
that you can't just eat non-fat, low-fat, the Diet Cokes. I was into all of that. So I
Mhm.
drank the Diet Cokes and all the non-fat products that only make you fatter. I was I was totally duped. So if I could
Mhm.
go back in time, I would, I got to the point where I had to in my 50s I was wearing a bathing suit up to here,
Mhm.
and a cover up, jump
Uh-huh.
into the pool, they cover up real fast. And that didn't have to be. That didn't have to
Yeah.
be. But one other thing you said that I'd like to go back to is like
Yeah.
we don't see people that are doing
Mhm.
what they should be doing to their bodies in an older age. And that's why we get
Mhm.
this idea that that we're going to be decrepit as we age,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
that's all we see.
Mhm.
I'm not just the only person in the world like this. There are other me's out there, but we
Mhm.
don't see those people. So I see them in competitions. They're 65 and ripped at
Oh, that's
65.
awesome.
Yeah. So I know my competitor people out there,
Yeah.
there aren't any in their 75 plusers. I probably, I,
Yet.
I have that,
Yet.
that's my niche. I'm holding on to it.
Like when I think of my grandmother before she passed, I mean, when I remember her from childhood, she was super tall. She was, at a healthy weight, I would assume. And then as the years went on, she got shorter and shorter and shorter. And then, she was in a car accident and broke some ribs, and it was just like the downfall.
Right.
And I think about it like if she just had a stronger body, more muscle mass, stronger bone density, that car crash would not have been the catalyst for everything happening and then, leading to her death eventually later on. So I think like if we can just keep that in our mind, like we don't have to be little tiny old women who,
Mhm.
people are helping take their groceries to because they look so frail. It doesn't have to be our outcome.
Right. No, your grandmother, did she do any kind of strength training at all? Nothing.
Nothing. No, she smoked
Okay.
a lot.
No. Okay, so then that decline, that
Yeah.
is what happens to us. Okay, so
Yeah.
we don't do anything, we are going to decline.
Hmm.
But the myth is that that is the way it has to be,
Right.
because we can intervene. And you're right. So had your grandmother stop smoking and
Hmm.
then um, gotten into the gym,
Hmm.
regardless of what age she was,
Hmm.
there have been studies on centenarians. Now, the
Hmm.
inn couldn't have been too large because, they're 100 years old. But
Uh-huh.
what they were able to do is build back muscle mass with this little group of people using light weights. They were 100 years of age.
Wow.
So you can do it at any point in your
Hmm.
in your life. We
Hmm.
just don't get this information, just doesn't get out. We like to really, um, well, to whose advantage is it? Okay.
Right.
not
not
the food
healthcare
industry.
or
So I,
healthcare industry for that matter.
but I love that you have a younger audience because
Yeah.
the earlier that you start, the greater number of years you have to enjoy the body and the energy
hmm
that you can achieve.
I 100% agree. We have a family friend, and we as in my mom, and he got invited to go on a trip, and he was like, I would really love to go, but I have to get a knee replacement. And I was like, and for someone, you may not know this about me, but I got really sick how many years ago? 2016, and I couldn't walk. Like I was almost bedridden. I couldn't walk at all. So I know what it feels like to be active, lifting, and then one day you can't walk anymore. And I made a promise to myself I would never let that happen again. And when he told me that, I was like, it kind of triggered that memory. Like I love to travel. I never want to be limited by what my body is capable of doing to where I can go in the world because it has a lot of steps or because I can't walk a far distance or whatever it
Absolutely.
is. And
Absolutely.
I don't think 20-year-old, 30-year-olds think like that because one, luckily, hopefully they haven't experienced that like I have. And it's
Right.
just so far in the future. You're like, yeah, I'll worry about that later. When in reality, you have to, just like if you want to cash out a 401k, you have to put in the time and money now.
You absolutely have to. And when you talked about steps, I brought back a year ago. I decided to do the flying dress experience in Santorini. Do you know about
hmm
that?
No.
Okay, so Santorini, Greece, and it's absolutely beautiful. And so women come from all over the world to fly these incredible silk dresses, and so that the wind billows up your gorgeous gown, and you fly it, and you have these
Oh
great
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
photographs.
Uh-huh.
So I did that, and what just astounded me was steps were everywhere. There is no reasonable accommodation there. There's no elevators. You're going to walk those steps. And I thought,
Oh,
how does a disabled person do this? For
yeah.
me, it was, oh, this is a great workout. Oh, yay.
Yeah, yeah.
I loved it. But I thought, and my husband does not have the mobility that I have. And I know that I could never take him there. He could never be there.
Mm,
There's no way. And so if we think, when you're in your 20s, 30s, and 20s and 30s, you really don't think about tomorrow coming, but
mhm,
it comes so fast. It really
mhm,
does. It really does.
mhm,
And what you do today, as you were saying, it's an investment, really, in what tomorrow will be.
mhm,
The other thing that stops us, I think, is our mentality of
mhm,
just believing it can't happen for me. Okay, so a 50 is going to be hard and old. I'll be old. And then often we look around at our friends, and the friends are, aging in a way that's stereotypical. And so we
mhm,
think, uh-oh, okay, so they're all gaining weight, they're all slowing down. So we get a group of friends that are that way, and then we
mhm,
think that's the way it is.
mhm,
But often when you're in a group of women in their 60s, 50s, and 60s, the thing that they will be talking about the most is their springs, their breaks, their falls. They don't have any core strength, and they don't their
mhm,
balance is off. So with my ladies, because I work with older ladies, the thing that they want is independence. They want to be able to
mhm,
get out of their chair without having to ask
mhm,
for help. They want to be able to throw their piece of luggage in the overhead bin. They want to be able to carry the groceries and not, as you said, so frail that somebody has to come running along and try to help them.
yeah.
They don't want that. And what they find is it's just a small investment of time, and they don't have to worry about that anymore.
Mhm.
It, the other thing I think stops us is that we think it has to be too hard. We're going to have to stay. I'm not going to go to spend all day in the gym every day. Well, as you know, you don't spend all day in the gym, do you?
I haven't been to spin in years. Many, many years. Uh,
But a 24/7 for the average person in the gym, you do not have to do that.
right.
It's a small investment, relatively
Mhm,
small investment of time for
mhm,
um, such a great long-term benefit. And then we
Mm-hmm.
know that no muscles. Oh, I am now a great fan of Dr. Gabrielle Lyon, the muscle-centric doctor. She's coined that term, but she's
Mm-hmm.
done 25 years of study on the development of muscle and its benefit in terms of even protecting our immune system. It's so great.
Oh.
And she's put
Uh-huh.
a focus on this. And of course, protein intake. She's a real
Mm-hmm.
proponent of protein intake.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are really something we don't talk about protein in women. We don't talk about the fact that strength training is really essential. But you can get the younger you are, the easier and tighter your skin is, right? The easier it is to get the firm, fabulous body that you want. Because if you can get it in your 70s, my goodness, what can you get at 30?
Exactly, yeah. Now, because of your generation, did you have any fear? Because I know I deal with this a lot, talking to women about their fear of getting bulky and, they don't want to get big, they just want to tone up. Is that something that you found in yourself when you were starting at 69?
Absolutely, absolutely, because that's the other myth. We see some woman out there, right, that is overly muscular,
Hmm.
and we see a picture of that, and we say, "Oh my gosh, that's what happens if you pick up a weight."
Uh-huh.
And so then that's our in our minds. And so it's like, oh, so one, we see that picture and we think, I don't want to look like that. Two, we think, oh, no, 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 it's going to be too hard anyway, so I'm not going to do it at all.
Hmm.
That's kind of the thinking. Well, and it is exactly what I said to my now 8 years into my training with them with the same coach.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, I said to him, well, I don't want to be big and bulky. And then, the stereotype of what happens when you lift weights.
Yeah.
And he started laughing. He said, "That's not going to happen unless you're lifting heavy for 20 years on drugs and blah, blah, blah." And, he went through all the things,
Yeah.
and you don't have enough testosterone anyway, so don't even worry about it. And it's, of course, that's a myth. That's a thinking. And that's why we don't do it. We don't see enough healthy women who are out there, and they are there. We don't see them. And so then we think
Yeah.
it can't happen. We see the stereotypical person. And of course, the media will stereotype us. Okay, so when they a casting call for an older woman, they'll pick someone in their 50s. That's an older woman to them. Okay, so the media is focusing on, but there's some people fighting against it, like the Goldie Hawns of our day, the sharers. Okay, but then we see those people and we say, oh well, look, they are superstars. They have, a personal trainer and they have a personal chef, and so then
Hmm.
we say they're the exception when they no,
Hmm.
no. What I am should be the rule, not the exception.
Hmm.
The rule.
It just seems so out of reach because I even hear that like with my own, demographic, like, oh, well, they have the chef, they have this, they have that. When in reality, like you could have that too. It doesn't need to be that extreme. I mean, the amount of women that come to me and they're like, "Oh, well, my old trainer or the program I was on before, we had to work out 6 days a week, blah 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 blah." And most of the women I coach, we're training like 3, 4 days a week. Some of them just 2 days a week. Whatever they're able to do, we do that and start with that.
Right,
It's like the media and celebrities and whoever have built these like imaginary, like you have to do this in
right,
order for it to create any change, when in
right.
reality it could be just such small habits that we build on over time to get the result that we want.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, what are your thoughts on nutrition? Just what's your top tip? What's your top nutritional tip?
My top, oh, that's a hard that
It's so many, I know.
I know it's like got a laundry list in my
Hmm.
head. Um, I would say my biggest thing is what I really focus on is getting women stronger. And I coach my women, my ladies, from the matter of we're going to get stronger and nourish your body to get to your goals, not just diet down and focus
Right,
on getting smaller. Because when we're working with a body that is more fueled, nourished, eating a lot of good food, a fast metabolism, the world is your oyster. You can do
Yeah.
whatever you want. But
Right.
when you're constantly hungry, eating poor quality food, your metabolism's super low, if you want to lose weight, it is really freaking hard. So more
Right.
food is always better for me.
Good advice.
And what about for you?
No, I think um, diets don't work. We know that.
Hmm.
And so when I work with ladies, much the same. It's let's see among all of the real foods that you can eat, what do you like? Because there will be something there. So we go over all of and all the food groups. Here's the vast amount of food that is wonderful. You're going to find something in there you like. Now let's build your plan around what you're going to eat that you like that's real food. Because it's what I want, then that's my diet. That's going to work for me. It
Hmm.
has to be something you're going to stick with. And
Hmm.
that's why the diet industry is what, a billion plus industry, because people keep
Hmm.
looking for that magic little pill.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
now there's really a sad state of affairs with Ozempic, and then there's another,
Hmm.
drug much like that. And so that's going to get people hooked on the magic pill syndrome, which is
Hmm.
putting something into your body that should not be there,
Hmm.
and now addicting you to it in order to
Hmm.
maintain the small frame that you want.
Hmm.
It's the magic pill has arrived, and it's going to be devastating.
Yeah, we will. I haven't talked about it a ton, just a little bit on my podcast, but it's going to be another, an epidemic of different sorts coming in the later years once people kind of realize, oh, I can't be on something forever. And, I'm seeing different effects like I'm losing my hair, my skin or my period, things like that. We will unfortunately see that probably in the future.
Absolutely. I think you're right. Oh,
Go ahead.
do I get to talk about my exciting adventure that's coming up?
Yes, go ahead, tell everyone what you're planning on.
So I'm really excited about if you want to just revitalize your journey, but you want to have a good time, your health journey, but you want to have a good time at the same time. So I have this destination retreat in Panama City, Panama. We're going to start there. It's a wellness retreat. So it's all about what do we need to know about aging? Okay, what's going to happen to us as the years go on? What are the interventions? And there's a exercise component to it. So when the ladies leave, it's just a very small group. And when the ladies leave, they have something that they can take back with them in terms of how they're going to manage their overall health. But the country of Panama is diverse and beautiful. And one of the exciting things we're going to do is take a private plane trip to the San Blas Islands. And these islands are incredible. There's hundreds of them. And the white sand beaches and gorgeous blue water. And will be getting our own catamaran, and we're going to be sailing around to these islands. And I'm hoping that we get a couple of younger women to join us because it's really fun to have that older, younger interaction. We all learn something.
And if someone wants to sign up for this, should they just go to your profile, message you?
Yes, so absolutely. I I have a link on my website, drmariacristina.com.
Awesome. Well, this was super duper fun. I enjoyed talking to you. Like I said, I saw that picture and you said 77. I was like, there's no way. Very, very cool. I hope I grow up to be as strong as you one day.
Well, what you're doing today, you can be doing 40 years from now. There's no reason why you can't.
Oh, I
None at
plan
all.
on being like a very jacked. I'm not, I don't want my own kids, but I'll be like the jacked old, not uncle, aunt. I'll be the jacked aunt many years from now.
So good. Well, I've enjoyed this so much, and I thank you for finding me.
Yeah, thank you for coming on, and I'm sure we'll talk soon.
I hope
Bye.
so. Bye bye.